Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to start up your own KK slider tapestry. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I need to make it. As a matter of fact, I found like a huge pixel of, art on Pinterest, and it has a lot of Animal Crossing characters in it. Of course, I really want to make the main ones being Tom Nook, KK Slider, but there's also a lot of other characters, and probably I make a sweater out of it because they look so cool and they're so detailed. I just want to give it a try on every single one of them. But I'm going to show you how to make this tapestry, or this, what can we call it, a granny square, crochet square, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to be using a Tunisian Simple Stitch. I just think it's a little bit better when it comes to tapestries, or when it comes to, like, very detailed artwork, especially when it comes to like very small details like curves and straight lines. I think they're just, the Tunisian Simple Stitch is better. And I am really going to show you how to change colors in our foundation chain, or yeah, you'll see. Let's get right into it, and just grab any color. I know, like, our grid or our pattern calls for like many different colors within our first row, but you'll see our Tunisian Simple Stitch actually help us, because you always work onto the right side of your project. So we go forwards and we go backwards within one row. Yes, it takes a little bit of time, but I think it's a lot better when it comes to like details, like I said before. And just grab any color. In my case, I'm grabbing this like green color that also I'm going to use for color changes within the guitar that KK Slider has. The picture kind of looks weird. I not gonna lie, the guitar doesn't look anything but a guitar. It looks more like a mandolin in my opinion. But yes, we'll figure it out. It won't be a full tutorial, but I am going to show you how to, introduce colors within our foundation chain, and of course how to actually perform the Tunisian Simple Stitch. So bear with me. I know I yapping myself and yapaton. Sorry, excuse me, but it's just like an introduction to a very fun project. So I'm going to chain 32 in whichever color yarn you have. In my case, I have like a full stash of this color yarn, so it doesn't really pain me to use it as, waste yarn or practice yarn. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back. So actually, for our very last chain, which 32, so 31 going on 32, we're going to get to introduce our very first color change, because I see right now that there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 color changes already, and we're going to do that in our foundation chains. So we're going to chain one with our gray. And for our Tunisian Simple Stitch, we always work on the back. So we work onto these loops right here, and we're going to insert our hook. And as you saw, we just insert our hook through those loops, we pull up our yarn, and we keep it in our stitch, in our hook. Then we get to introduce another color for 2 stitches. So again, we just insert our hook onto the next loop, and we pull up our yarn, catching our tail. And now I'm going to just pull up that color yarn that I use that color yarn that I use to make my chains, and I'm going to go for 4 rows. Excuse me, 4 stitches, not 4 rows, 4 stitches. So now that your hook looks a mess like mine, we're going to chain 1 onto our very last stitch. So chaining 1. And then we're going to grab our yarn and pull through 2 of our stitches. And again, and again, and again, all the way down until we get to our color change. Here in our color change, whenever we have 2 different color stitches and our hook, we always use that second color stitch. So I'm going to drop my beige color. I'm going to grab our yarn and pull through 2 of my stitches, and again, and again, and again, until I have another color change. And again, and again. So always changing our colors. Whenever you have 2 different color stitches in your hook, you always use that second color. So for our next row and for the rest of our project, we're going to work only onto those front posts of our previous row. So we're going to grab our yarn, pull through that front post, and pull up our yarn and keep it on our hook. Again, inserting our hook into only that front post, pulling it up, and keeping it in our hook. So one more time. I'm going to introduce yet another color. This purple color for I don't know what part of the guitar, but bear with me. And then 2 stitches with this beige color. And again, 4 stitches. Excuse me, 5 stitches with this grayish green. And then back to our beige color. 5 times. And then I'm going to pull up this grayish green again for 2 stitches. And again, back with the beige color. And again, chaining 1 onto the very last stitch and pulling all the way down until we require a color change. just one final tip. I know I told you before that whenever you have two different color stitches in a hook, you always use that second color, but there's an exception, and it always comes within this like last two stitches. So as you can see, for our very next row, our third row, we start with a white color. And as I told you before, we always have this one stitch that counts as one. So we actually want to start with that white color. So instead of pulling through my two stitches with the gray color, I'm going to pull my stitch with the white color. And now I'm guaranteed that I'm going to start my next row with the right color. And now I know it doesn't look like much, but please trust me when I tell you that it's worth it. If we continue to do it, I know it'll look like something. And of course, you can always tweak the pattern to your liking, and you can always tweak everything to fit your needs. If you want to create something smaller, something bigger, you can always take the pattern and do it as you please. You can even make this pattern in pieces. In my channel there, I show you in multiple videos how to create one big tapestry into like smaller pieces, and then actually joining them, and of course always using the Tunisian Simple Stitch. Always down below in the description I leave the Pinterest pin that I'm following, and of course you can always pause this video and take a screenshot of the pattern that I'm following.